Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week's top 10 list is one that I've been looking forward to doing for a little while. This one is the top 10 gold certificates. Top 10 gold certificates. There are many gold certificates you can get. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are many different types of gold certificates, but there are quite a few that you cannot get because the price is just way, way out there. So I'm going to start off with a few honorable mentions. My honorable mentions, this is a $20 gold certificate. I believe this is from 1880. 1882 is what it's there. Yep, 1882 gold certificate. Now, this particular one, you can see it's got the bright gold on the back like that. Very cool note to have, but the 20 is ridiculously expensive. It's almost as expensive as the 100. So I don't want to put this in the top 10 because, well, you'll see as we get through all the other ones. Just a little bit too expensive. From that exact same series, you can see your 1882 here. This is the $500 gold certificate. So once again, you're talking ridiculously expensive notes here, but yeah, that's what it looked like there. So I just wanted to give it an honorable mention, front and back. Some of the other gold certificates. This is a replica of a $500 small-sized gold certificate. Looks just like a $500 bill, except it has the gold certificate stamp and the gold letters on it like that. My replica. Oh, this one actually has the correct back on it. So yeah, that's there. But yeah, these are thousands and thousands of dollars. It's hard enough to get the 100. The 500 is definitely pretty much out of everybody's price range. And if the 500 is, you know the 1,000 is. So yeah, they did make $1,000 gold certificate in the small size currency, but once again, just ridiculously expensive, extremely rare to get. And if there was 1,000, yes, there was a 10,000. There's the $10,000 gold certificate there. Once again, a note that you are rarely ever going to see if there's any even still in existence. And in the exact same series, one that was never issued to the public, the $100,000 gold certificate. This is actually illegal to own. They printed so few of these, and they were not distributed to the general public, so the only way to get one is if you would have robbed a bank. Therefore, it is illegal to own one of these. This, of course, is just a replica. So that's an honorable mention. And finally, I do have a $1,000 replica. This is from 1907. Yes, 1907 $1,000 gold certificate replica. These, once again, are cool notes to see, but not notes that are realistic for anybody to actually obtain. So those were my honorable mentions. So let's get to the actual top 10. Now, I tried to pull out as many of the actual notes that I have to make the top 10 list pretty cool. So let's take a peek at what I've got. Number 10. Number 10 is a 1928 $10 gold certificate. This one has been graded 20. Now, $10 gold certificate, this was the first small size gold certificate they made. 1928 was the only year for small size gold certificates. And this being the 10 means it's the lowest denomination that was printed, which makes this one of the most affordable gold certificates you're going to be able to get your hands on. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're only going up in value. Anything that has gold in the name as far as currency goes generates a whole lot of interest. Anytime I put gold in any of my titles, those always are the videos that get the most views. So yeah, gold certificates, if you can get a $10 gold certificate, if you haven't gotten one already, make sure to get one. They are going through the roof. Take a peek at the back there. You can see it from the back, looks like a normal note, but from the front, that is certainly not a normal note with the gold certificate seal. You can see that it says this certificate is a legal tender in the amount thereof in payment of all debts and dues, public and private. So that is, and let's see, this certifies that there have been deposited in the Treasury of the United States of America $10 in gold coin payable to the bearer on demand. That's what makes gold certificates what they are. They were actually backed by physical gold in the treasury. So that's number 10. Number 9, I've done a lot of yapping about the 10. Here is the 20 from the same series. You can see the series of 1928 right there. Once again, has the same gold seal. All the numbers are written in gold as well. The same obligation, certifies has been deposited in the Treasury, $20 in gold coin. So once again, another another really cool note. And once again, anything that's got a gold certificate or a gold seal like that is starting to go really nuts as far as collectors goes. So get yourself one if you haven't gotten one. From the back, looks like a normal small size $20 bill. It would be very easy to miss one of these back in the day when all of the 20s had this kind of a back. But yeah, when you flip it over, that's when you get to see that gold seal. And yeah, $20 gold seal from 1928. Get them while they're hot. Get them before they're too hot. That's number 9 on my list. Number 8, I do not have number 8, but I do have, I just want to show this one real quick. This is United States currency. This is a full color book with all the different stuff in here. So just a cool reference as far as that kind of stuff goes. But that is the note I was going to have as number 8. This is the $50 large size silver certificate. The $50 note, you can see the prices on here. Little bit less than what you'd expect to pay, that's for sure. The $50 note, once again, has the same back as a regular 50. You're talking the gold seal on there, the gold numbers. At a glance, looks like a regular 50. From the back, looks like a regular 50. However, that gold seal makes these extremely high demand notes. Everyone is trying to get a hold of these, and these are easily going for, $500 to $700 right now. So that is number 8. Number 7 on my list. Well, we've done the 10, the 20, the 50. Of course, we have to do the 100. I do not have one of these, and these are easily going for well over $1,000 now. The $100 gold certificate, once again, same design there, same gold lettering. And the back, even though this one has orange, it's a replica that is not exact. The regular one has a green back. So you're talking a small size note, gold certificate there. Once again, same model, paid to the bearer on demand. Well, this one says authorized by law. So this one doesn't say that. Well, yeah, here it is. Let's see, this is certified legal tender. Yep. And this is to certify that there is on deposit in the Treasury of the United States $100 in gold. So yes, it does have the same motto there. So that is number 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6. Going to the large size notes. This was the last $10 certificate, last large size note before the changeover. So this one was from 1922. Now these are fairly common. You see these quite often, the $10 certificates, because they are fairly cheap to get a hold of. The $10 gold certificate, this one is real, and you can see right up top, series of 1922. You've got the gold seal itself. You've got the gold numbers over here. Once again, you've got the gold X, the Roman numeral for 10. This certificate is a legal tender in the amount thereof in payment of all debts and dues, public and private, acts of March 14th, 1900 as amended, and December 24th, 1919. So a $10 gold certificate, you're going to find these, these are pretty easy to get a hold of. Certifies here, this certifies there, has been deposited in the Treasury of the United States of America, $10 in gold coin, payable to the bearer on demand. And of course, when you look at the back, you get that bright orange or gold, however you want to call it. That is the back side of that one. Makes these extremely easy to identify, especially in comparison to the standard greenback. These would blend in with any other. This would not. So that's number 6. Number 5. Number 5, we are talking the same year, 1922, and this is one of my favorite notes. This is the 1922 $20 gold certificate. It is the first large size note that I ever purchased. You can see that it's just stunning. When you compare the size, that alone makes your jaw drop. Then you see that it's got George Washington on there, which George Washington on a 20 doesn't seem to register correct in your head. And then you see that there is a color you're not used to seeing on money, the gold color there, and then you find out that it is actually a gold certificate, $20 in gold coin. So just a really impressive note. When you flip it over, you get the orange just screaming at you like that. One of the coolest notes out there, one of the more detailed notes because of the way that they've got the scrolling here. I'm a huge fan of the scrolling on the 20s. You can see the scrolling here as well. Very cool. So yeah, easily one of my favorite notes. This one is number 5 on the list. And yeah, 1922 $20 gold certificate. Number 4, also from the same series, this is the 50, the 1922 50. Now, this kind of shows why I like the 20, because the 10 and the 50 both appear to come from the same from the same mold. But when you look at that 20, the 20 is distinctly different, but yet these are all 1922. Anyway, 1922, we're getting back to the $50 note. The $50 1922 gold certificate, you can see has the gold 50 right there. Features Ulysses S. Grant. $50. This, where's the fine print? This certifies that there have been deposited in the Treasury of the United States of America $50 in gold coin. So yeah, that's the $50 gold note, and of course this one is also going to have the bright orange back on it like that as well. So that would be the 50. Now they did make 100 as well, but now you're starting to get way up there in price. Where am I at? Number 3 in the list. I went with an 1882 $50 bill. Now, the 1882 $50 bill is virtually the same price as the $20 bill, so I didn't include the 20 in this. If you're going to spend as much, if you're going to spend that much on this, you might as well. I think this is in the $600 range. I think the 20 was $550 and the 50 was $600. So if you plan on spending that much, get the 50. Might as well get the more bang for your buck. Now, this is just a really cool impression. You can see here 1882 is where the signature is here. On the 100, there are circles here, which is very... I don't have the replica, but I mean, you're gonna see that, and it's very distinct. So you get the 50 right there. There's the seal. Take a peek at the back. You get that bright orange as well, identifying it as a gold certificate. The 50 is, like I said, right around $600 or so, so it is fairly affordable. The 100 is probably only about another $400 after that, so not quite twice as much as you'd think it would be. But compared to the 20, the 50 is probably the bargain, and that's why it is number 3 on my list. Number 2, a note that should not be. I brought out my $10,000 gold certificate. This is my 1900 $10,000 gold certificate. This note, you can see, has all kinds of damage to it. On the back, you can see that it actually has been canceled. And the only reason this note exists is because this note survived a fire. In 1935, there was a fire at the Washington, D.C. post office where they were storing these notes. They had all been canceled, and during the course of the fire, someone realized this stuff was there and started throwing $10,000 bills out the window to try to save them. The only $10,000 notes that you will find out in the public are the notes that came from that window. Those are the only ones that were there. They were all redeemed, so they were all being stored there, and many of them, like mine, show burn damage or fire damage. If you look real close, you can see there is smoke damage on these notes as well. So yeah, to have a $10,000 gold certificate, this was good for, what would that be, 500 $20 gold coins. So that's 500 ounces of gold, just to try to wrap your brain around that kind of perspective. But yeah, one of my favorite notes, because of the story that goes with it. The only reason this note is in my hands today is because somebody threw it out of the window of a burning building. I think it was the 6th-story window of a burning building in 1935. Only way that this note still exists. That is number 2 on my list. So what is number 1? Well, number 1 would look a lot like this one. I don't have a good replica of this one. Number 1 is right here on the cover of this book. This is the 1905 $20 Technicolor gold certificate. Now you can see Technicolor is the name because instead of just using the background of the paper, as you can see on the border, they did bright yellow here. Instead of using the same as in this note, background in the 20, you can see it's bright yellow. And in gold coin as well is highlighted bright yellow there. And once again, you can see the yellow versus the just regular color of the paper on this particular one. So this is what the actual Technicolor note looks like, and you can see compared to the other one why it's called the Technicolor. Now these are extremely rare. They were only out in 1905. 1906 they put out more notes that were not Technicolor, so these were only available for 1 year. These easily are $4,000 to $5,000. Very tough to get a hold of. I do not have one. With this being my favorite note in my collection, you can imagine how badly I want to get my hands on one of these, but I have to find one where the condition matches the price and that it's affordable to me. Because that's what it all boils down to. What's affordable to each person, how much you are willing to spend on notes in your collection. Anyway, that's what I've got this week. Top 10 gold certificates. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you have ideas for my top 10 list, put that in the comments, and if I use your idea, I will put your name in there as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week.